Hello and welcome back to Kaiserreich, Belgium. I did decide to go ahead and roll back our save game. I did some more research into the focus tree. I understand better how all of this works now. And it turns out that there isn't any way to peacefully confederate with the Netherlands. We just have to conquer them, basically. But knowing that, I think I am going to go with the Verdenasso party rather than KP, just because they have a better focus for what we're wanting to do. I chose this path solely based on the idea that it would allow us to annex the Netherlands peacefully, which, as it turns out, it is not currently possible. So yeah, we're going to restore the monarchy. We bypassed that. There we go. We choose the Verdenasso party. We're going to bypass that, I believe. And, yeah, so we went 3 years back in time. We're in an alternate timeline now. The U.S. Civil War hasn't happened yet. Or the second U.S. Civil War hasn't happened yet. But I think this is going to be more fun. Because we were playing entirely based on a premise that turned out to be not how this works. And we're also going to rush down the political path so we can get rid of Black Monday, which I believe we can do with any of these. I probably should have looked at their economic focuses better, because that's what's going to happen now, is I'm going to get to the end of this tree and find out that I can't get rid of Black Monday. Jeez, I really need to study these trees better before I start recording, because it just frustrates me when I can't figure shit like that out. Alright, pause, please. Okay. Verdenasso has succeeded in taking control of the government, and Van Severen has installed his friends and allies in all the important roles. They will try to quickly militarize Belgium and try to take as much advantage as possible of the rising tensions in Europe. Especially the Netherlands, who stole our rightful land after the Treaty of London, will be punished and united under our heel as Duitsland. Alright. So the Verdenasso are in power, and we're going to do the large cleanup. The slogan with which the Verdenasso was able to sway the election: they promised to eradicate all career politicians and get rid of the weak and opposing members of the government. So this is much more along the lines of the RP we were going for originally. Of course, I've completely lost my place in where we were in research since we got thrown back so far. Let's see, next priority is infantry equipment. After that, it's artillery. And yeah, we don't need to trade for oil just yet. I also got myself some Belgian ale to accompany this episode. I'm actually a big fan of Belgian ale. It's probably my favorite thing from Belgium. Seemed appropriate. All right. Towards expansion. Okay, so I think A New Belgium Rises. I think that's the event that gets rid of Black Monday. Pretty sure. I hope so, at least. So, yeah, we want to actually go to war. We haven't actually gone to war this entire series so far. Civ, factories. We go ahead and trade for some oil now. Because as we've discovered, we're going to need it. We're going to need to train some more bike infantry. And attach them to this army. Alright. So we are going to need a markedly larger army than we currently have to defeat the Dutch. Fengtian government has capitulated. Alright. Getting rid of those career politicians. We got our soldier king. Oh, he's Saxe-Coburg Gotha. That's the British royal house, isn't it? I don't know as much about early modern royal family trees. Don't know nearly as much about early modern royal family trees as I do about medieval ones. But I'm pretty sure Saxe-Coburg Gotha was the original name of the English royal family before they changed it to Windsor, if I'm not mistaken. French have some troops on our borders, because they probably know that we brought our king back. We're not going syndicalist. Seems like we'd be accruing at least a little bit of Navy experience from this mission we've had going on. Which, by the way, we don't have an admiral attached to. Dominican Republic declares war on Haiti. Okay. Reinforce the greater Belgian idea. The Belgian idea was severely damaged by the German occupier who tried to split us between Flemish and Walloons. By organizing a large propaganda campaign outlining the successes we achieved together, we seek to reunify the country behind the Belgian flag. We get stability and war support, which are both things we definitely need. Okay, U.S. Civil War has broken out again. All that fun stuff. So we'll get to watch and see if Reed does his thing again. Oh wow, did Canada just straight up annex New England? I think they just straight up annexed it, unless they're going to release it as a puppet on a later tick. Yeah, I think they just straight up annexed it. Interesting indeed. So we're gonna have a replay of the previous timeline where we just watched the U.S. Civil War while we wait for our focuses to thing. Okay. National Populists. Who's our National Populist minister? Let's see. He's giving us political power gain, -5 recruit population factor. Yeah, we're going to want to replace him. For now, I think we can deal with 3% increase in national populism. Venetian Revolt. With the recent electoral victory of the right-wing and vehemently anti-Austrian ANA party in the Italian Republic, this didn't happen last time, there's been open sedition in the Veneto region by moderates opposed to the new government. Many regional rebels are openly calling for the restoration of the Serene Republic of Venice, the famous state that had been conquered in the Revolutionary Wars and ruled alternatively by France, Austria, and Italy ever since. Though it is as yet unclear whether this is part of the Austrian scheme to further their influence on the peninsula or represents a legitimate effort by rebels to free themselves from ANI rule, already fighting is breaking out across northern Italy, posing a substantial risk to the Milan government, surrounded as it is by enemies on all sides. Okay, so we have Legionnaire Italy and the Republic of Venice have broken off in the north here. Mexico declared war on the U.S. Wow, this is going to go differently from last time. This could go very differently from last time. Yeah, the U.S. is going to fall really fast. They're being attacked on 3 sides. Yeah, this could be very interesting indeed. Oh yeah, we're not getting any more oil from them because they're... What? You can't run some trucks through this single province-wide area to get us the trade we requested? We'll go with Venezuela. I don't want to be importing from any side in an active civil war. Yeah, this is, I think, going to be a little more interesting than what happened last time. At least it's looking like it. No one's taken DC yet. But yeah, the USA is gonna capitulate pretty quick here, I'm thinking. Serbia crowns King Alexander II. Got our focus on the way. And it is a race to Denver. Who is gonna get there first? Interwar artillery. Should be able to get the next level of construction now without a penalty. Yeah, the syndicalists... Oh, then Korean uprising has begun. Alright, we're reinforcing the greater Belgian ideal. I think we're going to go with, just for RP reasons, we're going to unite with the Catholic parties, because we're going super old school here. So, the influence of the Catholics stretches far and wide and would be a big boon for further plans. By rallying priests and teachers behind our cause, we can better indoctrinate the population to reinforce our militarism. If I was playing from the heart, I would go with secularizing the state, but for RP purposes, I think it makes sense that we're kind of we're reuniting the country around Catholicism. With Verdenasso firmly in control of the government, they have started to unveil their plan. They will try to strengthen their position by eliminating the opposition and remilitarize Belgium. Then they will seek a preferably weak target to attack. Nothing strengthens the country more than a common enemy, no? Soon the world shall feel the power of a united Belgium. Very well. Very well indeed. Japan declared war on Transamur. Okay, New England has been released as a puppet state. The Californians are pushing across Idaho here. Which, there's actually some areas of Idaho that would present fairly workable invasion targets if you were having to invade the rest of the U.S. from the West Coast. It's actually probably the route I would take across like the Oregon Badlands and like through kind of the Boise area. It's not as mountainous as a lot of the other... It's actually not even as mountainous in some places as this map depicts it to be. There's some fairly clear valleys you can go through. USA has signed a peace with the United Mexican States, so it looks like they just annexed a large portion. Well, they annexed Arizona and New Mexico and part of Texas. Basically, all of Texas except for northern Texas. Don't know how this happened. I don't know if they're using paratroopers or what, but... yeah, the Fed's still holding DC this late when they're completely cut off from reinforcements is pretty impressive. Gotta give them some credit for that. Okay. Industry still crawling along. Should have a new division out fairly soon. Second International. Also nothing too unexpected. CSA is making a big push for the Northern Plains, since they're not really having a lot of luck along the Mason-Dixon line so far. There we go. Syndicate militias have finally taken Washington and Denver. Okay, so yeah, this is gonna be interesting. Let's see if the Cindies are gonna turn it around now. Syndicalist revolution in Switzerland, also not unexpected. Yeah, they got the Feds to capitulate, so... But the AUS is in a much stronger position in this timeline than they were in the previous one, so... We'll have to see. Belgrade Pact. Spanish Civil War. Alright, we're going to subsidize the Brorenbond. The Catholics have come up with a plan to support the agrarian region of Flanders by creating the Brorenbond. Helping them accomplish their goals would not only tighten our bond, but free up manpower necessary for the armed forces, which, again, we're going to need a lot of. It'd be nice if the FAI did a little bit better this time. 1937 Dutch elections. The Netherlands has traditionally been one of the most politically stable nations in Europe, and the Dutch people have for years been entrenched in their own institutional pillars, which have tended to undermine radical tendencies. Due to the economic chaos caused by the Netherlands' close ties to Germany and Middle Europa and the rise of the far-left Red Front and nationalist VNH, the country's political situation is more tense than it has been in many years. Despite the degeneration of domestic politics and rise of the powerful left-list electoral bloc, the ruling CNA coalition was able to hold on in the recent elections, albeit with weakened majority. Unwilling to countenance a coalition with the Liberals or the right, the Conservative bloc has decided to govern alone. That's good. It means they're not going to side with France anytime soon. Peru has declared war on Ecuador. All kinds of crazy stuff going on down here in South America. I'm going to miss Charles Curtis. He's a cool dude. Okay. So people have asked why I only build civilian factories, and it's because I always prioritize having at least one full line of 15 civilian factories before I build anything else. Preferably, I'd like to have 2. Like, by the time I have 30 civilian factories, that's when I'm kind of like, alright, I don't necessarily need to be building more civilian factories. Fourth Balkan War has kicked off. In Spain, still anybody's guess, really. I don't think any side has a major advantage. Can't get the next level of computers yet. So let's see. Infantry, we're ahead of time. Oh yeah, we can get the new tank destroyers. New and better tank destroyers. Yeah, I think this is going to be a much bloodier U.S. Civil War than what we saw last time. For certain. Someday soon we might have positive political power. Someday. One of these days. Alright. How much longer till we increase the strength of our military by 20%? Now we need more support equipment, that's right. We are building it, yes, just very slowly because we don't have enough aluminum. That is the plight of our time. Not enough aluminum. Yeah, I'm going to say this is probably still going to be a CSA victory. I'm still putting my money on them. I think they're going to edge it out. Tsardom restored. The Russian Republic, created in the last years of the Weltkrieg, appears to have only lasted 20 years before its end. Plagued by disorder, political agitation, and ineffective governance in recent years, the Republic lost the support of the people, and the state news agencies now report a successor to Nicholas II has been crowned Tsar of all the Russias. While it is not known what the international priorities of this reborn Russian Empire are, or even if the coronation of the Tsar will calm the turbulent nation, numerous monarchs across the world have already congratulated the Romanovs on regaining their divine birthright. So who becomes Tsar? Kirill the First. I don't even know if I know who that is. Apparently a surviving Romanov. Maybe someone in the comments will know. Probably someone in the comments will know. Patagonian Workers' Front. So we've got a syndicalist civil war in Argentina. Foreign invaders were responsible for the rape of Belgium, yet our neighbors stood idly and let us fall prey to the German giant. Through sweeping rhetoric and propaganda campaigns, our population has riled up and expects the government to right this wrong. So we're going to look towards expansion. Probably end up justifying a war goal against the Dutch unless they're in some kind of annoying political relationship. But we probably don't have anywhere near enough divisions to take them on solo. Is the problem, yeah. So we're gonna have to figure out how to deal with that. We've got 5 bicycle divisions and not enough equipment yet to train another one. So Bolivia declared war on Paraguay. Peace deal's been signed between Bulgaria and the Kingdom of Serbia. Don't remember if that's how it went last time or not. RDP take power in Bulgaria. Okay. I really hate it when the Kingdom of Spain wins for some reason. Like, I'd like to at least see the Carlists win. It makes it a little more interesting. It'd be great if the FAI wins. Not for us, but for home team. Alright, Crazy Man has declared war on the Tibetans, like he is wont to do. Yeah, it looks like the syndicalists are very slowly advancing south. They haven't, or the Union State really hasn't made any significant gains. Whereas the CSA is making very slight gains, so I'm still betting on them to win this mofo. Princely Federation has annexed Mysore. 0.27 ahead on that. Well ahead on that one. What was... We ended up researching, like, field hospitals or something, I think. I'm trying to roughly follow the research path we did last time. Yeah, we definitely want to get this World's Fair thing. Alright. Oh yeah, and we could put Albert as a field marshal now. And we can give him the charismatic trait. Also going to give him the organization first trait. And I think Piron can be upgraded too. Guerrilla fighter, yeah, sure. Alright, with a reformed government and a stabilized country, Belgium is finally ready to look abroad and retake its place on the world stage. The economy is making a comeback and spirits have never been higher. However, war looms in Europe and Belgium will have to prepare in order to prevent a swift defeat. We will need strong allies and even stronger will to retain our position as a bastion of Belgian freedom. So does that get rid of Black Monday? It did not. It did not. Well, we're going to head towards rectifying the Treaty of London eventually. How do we get rid of the stupid Black Monday? Is it this one? Let's see. Belgian enthusiasm. No. It's not that. Somebody told me in the comments that I had, like, moused over it. It was at the bottom of the political tree or something. Okay, here we go. Cement exports. Okay, so it's this. Right? Okay, so we have to invest in steel. We have to get the steel mill. So we have to do all this stuff first. So, all right. We'll invest in the industrial. Hopefully we will still have time to complete those focuses. All right. All right. Once again, misunderstanding the focus tree has caused us to play inefficiently. Honestly, like, they're not the most fun country to play. Like, we have so few options. Unless we either sign on with, like, Germany or France and become, like, a cog in their war machine, it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot we can do. But, you know, the series was so frequently requested that I knew we had to at least try it. But I'm foreseeing that what may happen here is we may reach a point in this timeline where it turns out we still did everything wrong, and things are going to fall apart, in which case I will probably... I think we'll stick with Kaiserreich, but I might try playing someone else. I might, like, check out one of the new South American countries. Because, yeah, this seems like the kind of start where we would have had to, like, super min-max it to do what we want. Like, the fact that we're in 1937 and we still haven't even trained a second division yet. I mean, I'd get rid of the tank destroyers, and that would allow us to produce these faster, but we're still, like, way behind on support equipment. Our industrial capacity is shit. There's a coup in Bulgaria. That has really nothing to do with us at this moment. Yeah, I don't know. Their focuses are very narratively interesting, but I'm a little bit vexed by their limited foreign policy options. Like, we can't just go to war with the Netherlands. They have way too many divisions. Like, we either need to get way stronger before they join a faction, or we need to join a faction and hope that we get their land in a peace deal. Like, having a unilateral war, Belgian-Netherlands war, that we can actually win, it seems like one of those things where, like, you're going to have to look up a guide and do everything perfectly from day one to make that work. So, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, CSA is probably still going to win. They have pretty decisive control of the industry. The AUS does not have the benefit of the San Antonio oil fields. And, yeah, I think it's just going to be a repeat of the first American Civil War, where the South is not economically capable of holding up against the North. Alright. Sweet, we got a new cool tank. Okay, so we're going to finish the Antwerp-Liège axis to expand the highways between the two cities. We are going to research... Oh, come on. Wait for the technology bar to fill up so that we can get rid of that 0.1% thingy. Not going to improve relations with the Netherlands in this timeline. 0.00 years ahead of time. There we go. Didn't actually lose any science. Germany demands Belgian submission. The ambassador from the German Empire has presented our government with an ultimatum. Either we accept German demands and become once again part of their empire as a satellite, or we stand fight to defend Belgium once again. Oh, because we didn't take the guarantee thing. Hardened by the bitter fighting against troops of the old Flanders Wallonia regime, our stoic populace is ready for another engagement to defend their homeland. Well, that's not going to happen. Well, look, we're at exactly 30 minutes, so I will give you guys this choice. We have fulfilled the obligation of Kaiserreich Belgium. I don't mind continuing. We could say, we could give in, we could join, you know, the Reichspakt again and fight on the German side in the Second Weltkrieg with our bikes. That's definitely an option. Maybe we'll get the Netherlands as a consolation prize. We'll see. Or we can go down in a motherfucking blaze of glory, and just call that a show and try something new. Because we've seen a lot of the cool events surrounding Belgium. I feel like we've kind of gotten our money's worth out of it anyway. So let us know in the comments. Check out Loresworn.com. That's our website. We're at Loresworn Order on Twitter. I am at AsaTJ. That is ASATJ. We might not have a new Hearts of Iron episode on Wednesday. Just because it's going to be a super busy week, and I'm not sure if I'm going to have time to sit down and record it. But we'll definitely have a new episode on Friday. So if we do miss an episode on Wednesday, just look for the new episode on Friday. Yeah, subscribe, hit notification, all that cool stuff. Check out our new series of After Dark. DM is back on the mic with me for that. We're playing through Vampire, however you pronounce it. And having a lot of fun bringing that series back. We'll see you guys next time.